Peace. This is Wise for Wise Words Media back at y'all for another round. And major changes have happened in the NFL in the past 24 hours ever since free agency began. But one of the biggest stories from free agency was the shocking departure of Saquon Barkley leaving the New York Giants to become a Philadelphia Eagle. Ew. I mean, devastating. You want to talk about a slap in the face, right? Not only did we lose Saquon Barkley, but we lost him to our rival, our bitter, hated rivals. And this is why I hate the Eagles more than I hate the Cowboys. Some people, most Giants fans, they hate the Cowboys more. And I get it. It's mainly because of the Cowboys dynasty from the 90s. And because of the Cowboys fan base is very annoying. But the Philadelphia Eagles, I hate these guys because they stick it to the Giants way more than the Cowboys do. The Cowboys, see, whenever the Giants play the Cowboys, you have that feeling like, all right, this is a 50-50 matchup. It could go either way, right? When the Giants play the Eagles, I don't feel that way. I feel like, damn, somehow these dudes are going to take it. Whether it's a Jake Elliott 60-yard, 65-yard field goal or a Deshaun Jackson miracle in the Meadowlands type punt return, somehow, some way, the Eagles are going to stick it to the Giants, whether on the field, and yesterday was just the latest installment of it. As we learned off the field, they're just as adept of sticking it to the Giants as they took our backbone, our heart, our anchor, Saquon Barkley. So now the immediate reaction that I've been hearing and coming across is Giants fans are upset. They're mad at Saquon Barkley, cursing him out. Tiki Barber has even had an exchange, which probably was taken out of context from Saquon, because I don't think Saquon heard or saw Tiki Barber when he said the good luck, but you're dead to us. I don't think he saw that, because when I read it, I was like, okay, yeah, that comes off kind of tough. And Saquon took no time off to clap back. He clapped right back at him. But I saw the actual interview on the show, and Tiki, when he said it, he was kind of like, it felt like tongue-in-cheek. Like, he kind of said it like in a joking manner. It wasn't to be taken serious. But that happens sometimes when you text something, because there's no inflections, there's no way to pretty much judge how your tone is or how you're delivering what you're saying. It may come off, just reading it may come off like, oh, you're dead to us. But it was more like, you're dead to us. It was, so, they might hash things out. But all I got to say on this is, I feel that Saquon Barkley did the right thing for Saquon Barkley and for all running backs. Because about a year ago, I made a video about how running backs are the most unfairly treated professional athletes in all of professional sports. These guys aren't treated. They're treated unfairly. I mean, the average lifespan of a running back is about 6 years or so, 8 years. And by the time a running back is 28 years old, they're considered old and disposable. That's why a running back only really gets to secure the bag like once. One time they get that money. A quarterback can play until his 40s, wide receiver until his mid-30s. Running backs, man, they got to get him when they can, and they got to maximize, because they're disposable, man, unfortunately. And Saquon Barkley didn't even get an offer from the Giants. That's how much the running back position is disposable, that your heart, your anchor, your captain wasn't even given an offer. because the running back position is very disposable. You know, you could plug somebody in and get. They put in Matt Breida last year. And Matt Breida, of course, he wasn't eluding and breaking tackles the way that Saquon does, but he was getting you 3 yards, 4 yards per carry at times, depending who they play and how the O-line was playing. But he was giving you 3, 4 yards, which is, you want at least 4 yards. That's what you want. And he was doing it at times. In some games. Some games he wasn't. But in some games he did give you like 3, 4 yards per carry. And it's a position that, you know, it's a dime a dozen, unfortunately. So Saquon had to do what was best for Saquon and his future, his family, which was secure the bag. Howie Roseman is never known to spend the bag like that. They usually go through the draft and they'll trade, but not make big splashes like that. He made a big off-season splash. He's giving Saquon, I mean, I think it's coming out to something like 16 a year. Running backs ain't getting that, man. Unless you like McCaffrey or something. Running backs ain't getting 16 a year. You know, they fighting to get double digits to get like 10, 11 a year, 12 a year. He's getting like 16 a year, man. You can't blame that, man. And I'm a diehard Giants fan. I mean, but you can't blame that, man. The only thing that I find disgusting in all of this is, of all teams, Philly. Damn, that's a way to really stick it to the Giants. But at the same rate, like Saquon and his response to Tiki Barber, he was saying, you know, I never turn my back on my teammates taking shots. You know, and last year he didn't hold out. You know, he kind of like threatened to hold out, but he came back. He played. You know, he played. He was there for OTAs and everything. So he was a team player, utmost, you know, consummate professional. So you got to give him that. He did everything he could to try to make things work, but the Giants just didn't feel he was that valuable. And the proof is in the pudding. They didn't even give him an offer. So he not only got an offer over here, but they're a perennial playoff contender. They're usually in the playoffs. They are a Super Bowl contender. Great offensive line work. And they opened up the bag. They gave him a nice package, man. They delivered a nice package, 16 a year. Can't beat that, man. Can't beat that for a running back these days. So, you know, I'm not going to say good luck to Saquon because, you know, I hate the Eagles. And I want nothing more than to see the Eagles lose year after year. But I don't have any personal anger towards Saquon. You know, personally, I hope he leaves, he gets up out of there, and wins the Super Bowl somewhere else. But I can't be mad at him for making that decision for himself and his family. But on that note, let's go Giants, the Eagles, and it is G-Men all day, every day. Can't wait to squash those filthy birds next year from Philly. Peace.